Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Good morning, dear students, and welcome to our science class. So, today is Wednesday, and the date is the 3rd of February 2021. Yesterday, we were talking about how Earth crust can change with what? With two processes. What are they?
Weathering and erosion.
Excellent, with weathering and erosion. Do you think only weathering and erosion can change the Earth's surface?
No.
Yes, excellent, exactly. There are more. There are more of stuff can change the Earth's surface. But before we learn
Like
what can...
earthquakes.
Excellent, yes. Earthquake can change the Earth's surface. Very good. Earthquakes moving the Earth, that's why they change the crust. But before we learn how there are so many things to change the Earth crust, let's learn about Earth and what's inside the crust. Do you know how many layers do we have? How many layers Earth have?
Three layers. Four.
Okay.
Four.
4, 3. Okay. Is there any numbers? We'll see about that. Today we're going to talk how the movement of the crust will change Earth. Movement, just like Tala told us, earthquake are movement, yes, they are. Mountains, are mountains movement of the crust? How do mountains
yes.
form? Yes, the answer is yes. How do mountains form?
I know.
Okay, someone else? Do you have any?
Masana.
And you are?
Mariana.
Yes, Mariana. Tell me, what do you know? Mariana? So you know how mountains are formed. I want you to tell me, please. You can try. There is no a perfect answer and no a bad one. So don't worry about it. You can just try.
I know. Please.
Okay, I want to give Mariana a chance because she said I know. Unless you want to pass.
Yeah.
Right, yes, Yatala.
What was the question again?
Really? Really? You know what? You was interrupting your friend and now you're asking about the question. This is not cool. So look at the layers of the Earth crust. Look, now let's see. What's inside Earth? How many layers you told me?
4.
You said 3, Tala. Maria said 4 and Mariana said 4.
Yeah.
Okay,
And
now
I
let's
just
count. Have 1,
said
2, 3, and 4.
4.
Yes, there are 4 layers. What are they? The crust,
The crust, the mantle, outer core, and inner core.
and inner core. Excellent. Each one of them, you can find them highlighted in yellow over here in the next page, okay? I want you everyone to open to page 388 and 389. Here's what you are going to do. Very good. Thank you, Judy. Here what you are going to do. You have the words over here and you have the definitions of them. All right?
Okay.
In page 388, I want you to identify each earth layer by its description. Then draw a line from your answer to the layer. Okay, never mind about the line. I only want you to answer these questions. Which one of them has the largest portion of Earth's interior? Which one has the largest portion of Earth's interior? Interior means inside, okay? Then, which one made of molten metal? Which one made of solid iron and nickel? Thin, rigid rock layer. Okay? You can find the answers over here. As I told you, you have the words highlighted in yellow, so you can find the definition. After you find the definition, please answer these questions so you can answer with me. I want everyone to do it. I'm going to ask you by names. You'll not raise your hand. I'm going to ask you by names. How about if I give you 1 minute? Very good. Fair enough. Good morning, Haifa. Are you here today?
Yes.
How are you, dear? I was calling you yesterday and you were not answering. Did you have a problem with your mic?
Kind of.
Kind of, or yes? Okay, dear, it's okay and it's all right. Please, if you have any problem next time, you can write to me in the chat that, Miss, I have a problem with my mic or whatever. Okay, Haifa? Now, please, I want you to do it with your friend, to do this question with your friend. I'm going to ask you one of these questions. Is it okay, Haifa? I want to get to know you and see if you can participate with me. All right, Haifa?
Okay.
Thank you. Tina, good morning, Tina. How are you, Tina? Are you here?
I'm good.
Okay, very good. Tina, did you do it or not yet? Judy, are you here? Judy, can you hear me?
Miss,
Yes? I
I'm
said,
Feroz.
Mhm.
Yeah, I want to tell you something.
Yes, Feroz.
I just joined because I was in a desktop. I was in the desktop, and then once I joined, I couldn't hear you or hear anyone, and I couldn't talk.
Okay.
So I left and got in from here. So I don't know what happened.
Okay,
Like from
let me
you.
tell you what
What
happened
did
over here. We are talking about the earth layer, okay? I told them that there are 4 layers: inner core, outer core, mantle, and crust. All of them, you can find them highlighted in yellow on page 389. I want them to answer these questions, okay, based on the informations given. Can you do that?
Yeah.
Okay, very good.
What is the page the
388.
Okay.
Now, the first one, the largest portion of Earth's interior. What is the answer? Yes, ya Amal.
Mantle.
Excellent. The first one is the mantle. Excellent. Number 2, ya Maria. Made of molten metal. What is made of molten metal? Which layer?
The outer core.
Excellent, very good. What is made of solid iron and nickel? Yeah, Jenna.
Inner core.
Okay, what about thin rigid rock layer? Yeah.
Miss, I know,
Yes,
please.
Italia. Yes, Italia.
It's the crust.
Okay, so let's see the answers. Yes, girls, you got it all right. Excellent, excellent, excellent. So you have your answers now over here. Very good. Now we learned that the largest portion is the mantle, and the outer core is made of molten metal, but the inner core made of solid iron and nickel, and the crust is a thin, rigid rock layer. Have you ever imagined that the crust is very thin? It doesn't look like thin, but what gives the earth its size? It is very big and wide. What gives it the size and the space? The layers inside it. Look at the layers inside it. It is covered by
Why does it
layers.
have those layers though?
What?
Why does the earth has lots of layers?
We need those layers to have our crust. They made the crust shown. We will learn about it right now. Look at the inner core in yellow over here. It is about 750 miles, but the outer core is 1,410 miles, but the mantle is 1,790 miles. This is the largest number. Unlike the crust, it is very thin. It is from 3 to 43 miles only. Yes, from 5 to 70 kilometers. Once you go in more and more and more, you will be digging into metal and stuff. You will find iron, metal, and stuff. Now, let's go to the next page and learn more about Earth crust and how does it change. How does the Earth crust change? Look at the mountains over here. And look at the ocean over here. There is a theory, guys, tells that Earth crust divided into plates that are always moving. And this theory called a plate tectonics. So what's the theory called? Plate tectonics. Plate tectonics means or tells you that all of the earth crust is moving. It is made of plate that are moving. So it looks just like a jigsaw puzzle. Earth looks like a puzzle. Have you ever imagined that? Every piece matches with the other one, and yes, you can form, or it can form different things. Okay, let's see, for example, this mountain, how did it form? Two plates were moving against each other for millions of years. Moving of crust, it takes so much long time to happen, to take place, to make a very big change. So two moving plates were pushing against each other until they pushed up, up, up high in the sky and made the mountain. Do you understand that? Look at this picture. This picture shows you the Great Rift Valley, okay? It tells you that the Great Rift Valley formed where the Arabian Plate is splitting the African plate into two new separated plates. So over here, telling you it is separated. How it is separated? If mountains are two plates joining together or pushing against each other until they made this mountain, what about the Great Rift Valley? We can see a mountain and we can see a valley. What happens to the valley? How the valley formed? Who can tell? Think about the theory I told you, the plate tectonics. The theory tells you what? Can you try it, Judy? The theory tells you what? Plate tectonics. Can you read? I highlighted for you. Can you read?
The theory that Earth's crust is divided into plates that are always moving is called plate tectonics.
So, if the theory tells you that all Earth is formed from plates, divided plates, and they are always moving, and I told you mountains are two plates pushing against each other until they reach up high the sky and made the mountain. What about the valley? The Great Rift Valley is formed where the Arabian Plate is splitting. See? Splitting. So are they moving against each other or they were moving away from one another?
They're
Yes, Judy. Against
away.
each other. Yes, Fairuz, thank you. But it was Judy's turn. Yes, it was moving away
Oh, sorry.
from one another. It is splitting. So all of the crust, okay, it is formed from divided plates and they are all moving. Which theory is that? The plate tectonics. Look at the second picture over here. This is the Aleutian Island chain near Alaska, formed where the northern edge of the Pacific plate is pushing against the North American plate. See? They are both pushing against each other until they formed what? The island chain. How did the island chain is formed? From two lands were pushing against each other. So whenever you are looking at a mountain, a valley, a plateau, or a plain, or a plate, or whatever you see around you, you must know that this has happened because of the earth crust moving. Okay? Remember the plate tectonics. So let's take a look at this map. It tells you that Earth's crust is made up of large tectonic plates. Do you agree with it? Okay, Tala and Amal. MashaAllah, tabarakallah. Now, Tala and Amal, I want you both to tell me, Earth crust is made up of large tectonic plates. What do I mean by tectonic plates?
some plates contain like some
divided.
All the Earth crust is divided, yes, into plates that are what? What is so important about these plates?
that they split apart.
No? Maria, can you help me here? Earth crust is divided into plates that are what all the time? Dancing all the time?
No,
What are they doing all the time?
like moving a little bit.
Yes, moving all the time. But this movement happens slowly. So Earth crust is moving all the time, but this moving happens slowly. This moving happens what? Quickly or slowly?
Slowly.
Excellent. And many pieces of earth crust is called plates. So they fit together like what? Like a puzzle. You must know all the
Puzzle.
pieces of earth crust that are moving, but they fit together like what? Like a puzzle. Okay, girls.
Puzzle.
Can we feel the motion of earth crust? Can you feel the motion of earth
No.
crust? Excellent, ya Feroz. Excellent, excellent, excellent. No, we cannot feel this movement because it is moving very slowly and it takes a lot of time to show.
No.
Yes.
How is the
Miss?
moving?
Look at the Himalayas. What is the Himalayas? Who knows the Himalayas?
I know the Himalayas.
What is the Himalayas?
Miss, I know.
Tell me, Atala, what is it?
It's a mountain that it's big and it has like some eyes.
The
on it.
largest, yes, the largest mountain. Okay, very good. Himalayas are the largest mountains. And how mountains are formed? Who tell me? Who can know how mountains
know.
are formed? Yes.
The rocks they come together
Rocks?
and then I
No.
meant like the
Remember the
earth
tectonics,
is moving.
the tectonics, plates, tectonics. You have to remember the theory. Everything is related to this theory. This theory, you should put it in. Let me put it for you. Please, guys, everyone, put it in a big square and remember it. Do not forget about
I'm going
it.
to revise it.
Yes. So plate tectonics is what? Crust is Earth's crust is divided into plates that are always moving. Okay? This is the most important idea in our lesson for today. Okay, girls?
Okay. So okay.
This is the main idea. Now let's go back to the Himalayas mountain. Himalayas mountain is formed of movement of crust because of the movement of crust. And we have a lot of types of movement of crust. Look at this movement, the first one over here on the left side. See, earth crust can go opposite ways. Opposite ways, one are going up and one is going down, or the opposite way. Two plates can slide sideways past each other. Earthquakes occur often at those boundaries. See, earthquakes happens over here. Why? Because of the earth crust moving. Can you see? Sometimes when you go to nature, you can find some cracks in the land or in the ground. You cannot understand why did this happen? Why did this happen? Now today, after our lesson, you can understand. Because of which theory, my dear lovely students? Because of
Technoplates.
the plates.
Plates.
Excellent. The plate tectonics. The plate tectonics. Okay, one of the movement can be slide sideways. One of them, and this slide sideways, what does it cause? It causes earthquake.
The earth to go.
Okay, earthquake. Now, please, girls, I want you to underline these. These are very, very important examples.
Very important.
Yes, very important examples. I want you to know the name of the movement and what does it cause or what occurs when it happens. So two plates sideways past each other. What will occur then over here? What will occur?
Earthquake.
Earthquake, very good. Now, how volcanoes happens? Do you know how? Two plates can pull away from each other. See, this is the second movement we are learning today. Second movement that two plates can be pull away from each other. On land, this forms a rift. We call it what? What do we call this one? When two plates can pull away from each other, a rift.
They go like rift.
A rift. We call it a rift. Yes. Now, we call it a rift or a separation. Iceland sits across the separating boundary between the North American plate and the erosion plates. It will eventually become two separated land masses. After millions of years, it will be two separated what? Land. Okay? Okay, why did it occur? Take a close look at this picture. Why did it occur? Because of the heat down from the inner core. The heat comes from the inner core and it helped these two lands to move away from one another. So we learned two movements today. The third movement is how mountains occurs. How mountains occurs. Two continental plates move together. Okay? They move together. Their edges fold and bend, pushing up mountain ranges, like the Himalayas range. Okay? Did you underline with me? Come on,
Yes.
girls. Yes. Okay. Very good. Very good.
Under what line? What? Oh, okay.
The Himalayas range in Asia includes the world's highest mountain peaks. The Himalayas are still growing today as the Indo-Australian plates pushes against the erosionous plates. So, how many movements did you learn today?
3.
3. Who have the earthquake, or which one will occur?
The sliding.
The slide sideways. Excellent. What about making two different landforms? Two different land.
Rift or separation.
Excellent, excellent. All right. What about mountains?
Pushing up mountain ranges. So it goes up, it pushes against each other.
Very good, very good, very good. So, briefly, what did we took today? Can you tell me? What was our lesson about today?
Plate tectonics.
Excellent. The theory of Earth crust that is always moving and it is divided into plates and they are just like
And
a puzzle.
plate
Excellent.
boundaries.
Okay, did you learn about the Earth layers or not?
Yes, we did.
So three
learn.
main ideas. Very good. Earth layers. Then theory of plates, tectonics, and the types of movements of Earth crust. Very good, girls. Thank you very much for participating and being part of it. Tomorrow I'm going to ask you about it. Please, please, please be prepared and enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you, guys. We'll see you inshallah tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Bye.